Hi, welcome back to my channel. Uh, Today, I want to talk about common sense in America. Um, so, I've been doing a little research and I found that we actually are giving a lot of aid to many, many, many countries, approximately 200 countries. I was kind of like shocked. I didn't think it was that many countries. And also the listings that I saw for the countries and the dollar amounts that we actually give them, it kind of like shocked me a bit, I have to admit. Um, so one of those countries that we recently have given money to is Yemen, after we just bombed them for attacking the container ships in the Red Sea, which I don't quite understand. We gave over $1 billion to Yemen. It just blows my mind how we did that. Also, another country that also is a problem country that has been attacking ships and pirates in this area, in the same area, is Somalia. We've given $1.13 billion. Also, we've given over $1 billion to Afghanistan. We've also given close to $900 million to Syria. I'm just like blown away. And supposedly these are going to NGOs, non-government organizations. But I can tell you right off the bat that these NGOs, none of them are 100% legit, and a lot of them do steal and sell these the goods that all the aid that we send over there to the locals, and they profit from it, and it's just not a good situation. I just don't understand how we can give this much money to these countries. It's a little scary actually when we have so many problems here at home and we're not taking care of our own. Um, the I know that we had the situation recently. They were accusing the UN aid agencies in Gaza that were stealing and looting and you know taking advantage of the people there, which is a shame. I've actually been to Gaza. I've actually been to the West Bank. I lived in the Middle East for 6 years, so I know a little bit about that. But I'm not going to get into it in this episode, that's for sure. Uh, Also, I was also a little bit shocked at the dollar amounts that foreign countries gave to our universities, which I don't think is a good idea. I don't think any foreign country should not be giving money to our universities, especially when they're indoctrinating our kids and they're teaching them things that are not exactly up to par, let's say. I mean, our education system is already in trouble. So, I mean, they're trying to influence our future leaders in this country. And I think it's more of a propaganda scheme than anything else. Some of the monies I saw that were given by Qatar, for example, I think Qatar was one of the largest contributors. I think a total of $4.4 billion uh, just from the Middle East alone was $5 billion to our universities. And I don't know. I just don't think it's right that the foreign countries should be giving money to these universities to teach our kids to hate this country. It's just, it blows me away. Um, China, China actually paid for the tuition of Chinese students here in the US $12 billion. Now, I know for a fact that it's not easy to get out of China. And we've seen this in this immigration issue that we have currently. Uh, Tens of thousands of Chinese of military age men are here in the U.S. that they can't leave China. I actually had a friend of mine years ago that was Chinese, and the only way he was able to get out of China, he was on a container ship, a Chinese container ship that landed here in New Jersey, and he was able to jump ship, and then he stayed in America and he became a citizen. And he's a productive individual. He was a legitimate refugee, I would say, from China. but it just blows my mind how all this can go on without us monitoring it and, having checks on this. It's not right. It's just not right. I also the another subject that I wanted to touch on was campaign donations. Now I know how our system works, but I think there's too much influence when you have donors giving so much money to candidates that can maybe get some influence later on when they get elected. I'm not too crazy about that. I think there should be a limit of how much you can actually donate to a candidate. It could be used in a bad way eventually. Also, I think that there should be term limits for congressmen, congresspersons, and senators. I don't think they should just be career politicians. It just leaves the door open for corruption and for favors. And we've seen that happen. And we know that's going on even today. So I think that's another issue we should address. I know it's been spoken about in the past. I would hope that eventually we would wake up and say, hey, maybe that is the best way to do it. Just give term limits to politicians. And it probably would restrict some of the corruption that we see now in our government. Also, all these monies that I see that were spent overseas for aid, and there's some legitimate countries that, it's fine, we can help them. That's, our deficit is like through the roof, so I don't know how much that's going to help anything by giving money away, but there are countries that are legitimately need the money. We get something in return, possibly a stable government, and teaching countries how to be self-sufficient in technology and education and food aid, in disasters. I get it. That's fine. I have no problem with that. But what I do have a problem is when we give this much money to certain countries that definitely I don't think should be on the list of receiving any money from us, especially Yemen, Syria, Somalia. These places are totally corrupt. I'm 99% sure that the aid that we're sending there is not getting to the people. Like I said before, I've been in the Middle East and I have a little bit of experience. I know what goes on over there. Also, here at home, we have right now, at any given day, 107,000 veterans that are homeless. And I think we could spend our money a little bit better giving it to some countries that don't exactly like us. I think it's just another government bureaucracy that we need to address. This see some oversight. I don't think it's the same thing that happened in Ukraine. We don't know. We've given billions of dollars to Ukraine. I'm not saying we shouldn't help them, but what I'm saying is there should be some accountability. There is no accountability. Actually, the CIA was trying to monitor what was exactly happening with the weapons that we were sending over there, and they weren't able to. They weren't able to account for the weapons that we're sending. It's billions of dollars. So somebody has to be an oversight to check on these things. And I think we're lacking in that right now. So I just wanted to touch on some of these subjects, and I would hope that I would get some response from you guys and tell me what you think about it. We have so many issues here at home, and it's a shame. I live in Denver now, and in Denver alone, we have 10,000 homeless immigrants. If the government and the current administration was going to let people come into the country, they should definitely have had a plan how to accommodate these people. I mean, when you have states like Texas that are overwhelmed, the healthcare system gets overwhelmed, the education system gets overwhelmed, and there's no winners. There's definitely no winners. And this is not the way to have immigrants come to the country, in my opinion. I think you should come in the legal way, go through the normal channels, and this country is more than welcoming to immigrants, always has been, and I would assume it's always will be. We're a young country. We've made a lot of mistakes. We've improved. We're learning. Uh, you know, so I don't know. It just seems that our priorities are getting a little bit screwed up. We're not going exactly, in the direction that we really should be going, especially for citizens. We're Americans, and we should take care of our Americans first. Take care of our education system. Take care of our infrastructure. Take care of our elderly. Take care of our veterans. And I believe this is some issues that we really need to address. I'm hopeful that people will wake up and see that this direction is not a good direction that we're going in, and we should all unify and try to fix these problems. Contact your politicians, senators, your congressmen, and voice your concerns, and hopefully we can change things for the better and make this country what it is, the greatest country on the world. And I guess those are some things to give it a lot of thought to. So I'd appreciate if you would comment, and any ideas. It would be nice to hear from you guys. And I will talk to you next time. Thank you. Bye now.